Hello and welcome to another Bodgit and Leggit video. Now we've done a few bits on this van. It's a 2005 Peugeot partner. We have done the timing belt. Well, technically I'm halfway through doing the timing belt, but I can now do this because it just makes my life a bit easier. So we'll just pretend the timing belt is done, so ignore all this here. What we're going to do is we're going to replace the gasket just underneath the rocker cover, because as you can see there's a lot of oil coming out over the years. So I'm just going to take off the little rocker cover. So I'm just going to take off the little rocker cover gasket first. It's a T30 torque. Now this should just come off as it does, which is handy. Now, let's move that out of the way. We have a rubber seal gasket on this little rocker cover. We also have a rubber seal gasket here, and this is the one that's leaking just underneath the cam there. Now at this stage you do have to be careful. Obviously don't, try and get try and get nothing in here, so you can actually cover this up if you want. Obviously we have to take it off, but if you take anything like this off, it's always best to cover it. Like these should be covered too, but just get everything nice and covered so no crap can get in the engine. Now it looks like an 8mm bolt here and then 3 more 10mm bolts. So this is an 8mm. And that'll just allow us, not necessarily to move this out of the way, but just to kind of so we can slip off the top cover. Now a 10mm, so to kind of get that in. Move that back out of the way. Now, this cover might be a little bit tight, but hopefully not too tight. Now you do want to be careful taking these off. You don't want to hit these hard. You can sometimes get a screwdriver in the lip, but I'm just going to give a couple of light taps, and unfortunately that feels solid. I was hoping it wouldn't be that solid. What I want to try and do is get all this out of my way, because this isn't helping being in the way, and maybe get a screwdriver. That looks like it's been sealed, and yet it's listed for a gasket. Now even if it has been sealed, we're going to reseal it, but there is a listing for a gasket, and I've actually got the gasket, as you can see. But that looks like it's been sealed, that's why it's very tight. But not to worry, we can still reseal it, but it just makes it harder to get off. I'm just going to be very careful if I can get a lever bar anywhere in there. There we go. Now I should be able to pop that up. Now, there we go. Lift that up. Now, let's get that out of the way. And as we can see, it's sealed, not a gasket, but not to worry. Now, you can see where all the oil was coming through, so this is basically where it's leaking. But this now, unfortunately, is a lot harder because we have to clean this. Where if it was just a rubber gasket, it'll just peel off in seconds, and we wouldn't have to do all this cleaning, but not to worry. There's a few ways of cleaning this, but the easiest way is to get a Stanley knife blade and literally get in there and just peel it back. Once you kind of get a start, it should come off, as you can see, quite easy. And then, so that's what I'm going to do. Again, there's no point in me filming all this, but I'm just going to do that, scrape it all off. Just use it like a little saw, and as you can see how clean that is. Once I get it clean, once I clean the actual cover we took off, we'll turn the camera back on and we'll reseal it. And no more leaks after that. Now, I've cleaned it all, which was a nightmare by the way, especially down here, really awkward, but you have to make sure you get everything clean. Even get the rocker cover head clean. As you can see, I've sealed it. Now what I've used is auto gasket sealer. There's loads of different types out there, and as long as it's the right stuff as regards it can take heat. This stuff is designed to take heat, so just make sure you get the right stuff, but any kind of gasket sealer out there will work. And as you can see, it's completely around. This is the tricky part now, getting this back without damaging it. And what I mean by that is I have to feed it underneath this pipe, and I don't want it to touch down here. So if it touches down here and takes away half the sealer, well then I can be in trouble. So this is the awkward part, to try and get this in here sitting nicely without kind of catching anything. So I'm going to lift up this and try and get this on top. Now, I've managed to do it. Just so I know once it sits down, it's going to be sitting down evenly. And it's all coming out the side, which is good. Now I just need to put the 310mm back. Hopefully I haven't got in the way there. Now I'm going to start from the middle and work my way out to the two ends. You can even see, even by screwing it with my hand, I'm squeezing the stuff out. Now they're not that tight, they're not as tight as you think, because you can easily damage the threads. Now to understand how to do this properly, what you're going to have to do unfortunately is watch my heater plug videos on this van, because we had to take all the inlet manifold off to do the heater plugs. So you obviously have to take all that off before you get to this. So if you watch that video and then watch this one, you'll understand how to take everything off. So I'm just going to now make sure that that's definitely tight, which it is. And that's it, that's how to do the gasket on this. All we've got to do now is just put this back on. But before you put that back on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this sit for a few more minutes. And just after a few minutes, just maybe give them another squeeze, just to make sure there's nothing trapped in there. Now as you can see, I've just rested this back on and I've just put these in by hand first. They're a T30, so again we're going to tighten from the middle. And this is also tightening down the sealer we've just put on as well. So it is important to get these on before the sealer dries. You don't want to leave it too long, because otherwise it will leak. So we're going to start in the middle and work our way out. Yeah. Alright, there's no point in me filming the rest of this, because it's just basically what I'm doing now. I'm just angling it just like you would tighten down a head. So once I've got all these tightened down, I'll turn the camera back on and we'll put everything else back together. Right, so I've tightened all the bolts down, I've put the oil cap back on, and now all I've got to do is just put the manifold back down. There's a couple of things. You want to make sure all your vacuum pipes are connected first, so just double make sure then, because otherwise when you turn this over it is kind of hard to see. I'm going to have to wash all this, but I think the best thing to do is to seal it first, to put everything back before I try and jet wash all this oil out of the way, so we can definitely make sure it's not leaking anymore. Now all you got to do is you have to be careful, because these seals You have to be careful of these seals that they do go down and they don't get caught. Now you can kind of put stuff on them, but you know, some people, I've seen people put grease and stuff on them, and certain greases rubber doesn't like certain greases. I haven't got anything that rubber kind of likes, so I'm just going to leave it. Even like WD-40 and stuff can cause the problems with certain rubbers anyway. So I'm not going to do anything like that. I'm just going to leave it and hopefully just try and hit it down with my hand just nice and evenly. And to be fair, I can't believe that, but that's gone down. I was not expecting that at all. Yeah, that is, well, I'm not complaining, but I wasn't expecting it. There's 2 bolts here and 2 bolts down there. I need to get them, put them back in. So we have 2 10mm bolts that go at the top, you could say. They have to go down. And then 2 Allen keys, heads, as you can see, they go down in here. Now it's a 6mm Allen key, and they just locate there. Put the other one in. Yeah. Now you just want to make sure that them seals are definitely down, which they are, because like I said, you can easily track them. I'm just going to use a spanner to actually tighten these. So you get your spanner on your Allen key and you can use it as a bit more leverage. As you can see, there we go, simple as that. Put the spanner on and just turn it. A lot more leverage. Sorted. Now I need to tighten down them too. Just 10mm. Now again, you have to be careful because this is all plastic, so you don't want to over tighten these because you will very quickly, that's 11mm sided 10mm, as you can see that was slipping. Now this 10mm's only got 6 sides, which will grip on this, yeah, a lot better. Again, you want to tighten them evenly and not too tight because you'll break the manifold. Okie dokie, that's more or less the manifold back on. We've just got a couple more things to connect. So we need to connect the EGR valve pipe, and as I showed you taking this off, hopefully is this coming through? Yeah, I think so. At the minute I'm struggling with my camera because the screen won't rotate, so I'm looking at everything upside down. So hopefully everything's coming through okay. Now I did show this tool before. This is a beta tool and it's designed to take these clips on and off without damaging them. The way it grips it to allow it to clip back on is very good. And you just need to get it the right way. I think that's the right way now. Yep, that's the right way. One way clips it off, one way clips it on. As we can see, that has gone on, it hasn't damaged that. These clips can be annoying. You can't just put a normal Jubilee clip on, they are a special clip, and as you can see that's gone in with this beta tool. Loads of different types out there, I just happen to have the beta tool one. So what's next is the air filter intake, so we can put that on there, and that just slides on. Jubilee clip that up. Could be an 8mm. It's a 7mm. Now, that's now tight. So what we need to do next, yeah, everything's okay this side, is we need to put this on and also the connections for the heater plug, so we need to come around this side. Now hopefully it's coming through again. We have the little stalk here which basically holds these two connections on, which is for the heater plug. As you can also see, the battery is disconnected, so it can't spark or anything like that. You want to make sure this connection is nice and clean because you won't get true power. Put that in. It's a little 7mm or 8mm locking nut. 8mm. Right, so you need to make sure that's tight, giving a good connection. And then just slide this pipe on. And now we have one of them clips again. Bring it all the way back round. Use the tool again. Hopefully my hand's not in the way. See if I can move my hand afterwards. Hopefully that's coming through. Oh. Now, as you can see, third time lucky, sorted. Now, if you want, you can actually put the battery back, because we haven't got any wires or anything leaning over. So that's basically it. That's how to replace that gasket or seal that gasket back. Now, what you have to remember, if your car doesn't start after this, obviously I can't start it yet because I've got the timing belt off. Just double check all your little vacuum pipes, double check that everything's connected on here, because there's a few vacuum pipes underneath here, so you want to make sure that's all connected, just so, because if they're not, it won't start, or it'll be very hard to start. So if you are having troubles after this, just kind of check around there to see if everything is fine. But apart from that, that's basically it. So look, hope it helps. Thumbs up and subscribe, and don't forget, get your hands dirty. See you for the next one.